What's up guys, Dr. Typo here. Before I get into reading the patch notes, I want to show you something that I got to witness. It was actually pretty amazing to see. It was in the middle of a mission, ran out of lives. He had to spectate one of my buddies while he was playing. It was the Quarry mission where you gotta take the vans back for Lester. I'm pretty sure it's a Lester mission anyways. Well, we decided we were gonna take them with cargo bobs, and after my cargo bob gets shot down, I get to witness my buddy ride his van all the way down this mountain. Absolutely amazing. I mean, well, I guess that depends on what you want to call amazing, but it was definitely hilarious to see. The van had definitely carried the cargo bob down a little bit. It was sure as hell fun to watch. And now it just continues to roll down the mountain until it catches on fire and then slows to a stop. But you know, it was definitely eventful while it lasted. I had a good time watching it. Right about this point, I'm laughing my ass off, and I thought it was very funny, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Moving right along though, if you aren't aware already, patch 1.08 came out today. I'll go ahead and read you the notes. Pay no attention to the gameplay that's happening. It's just a death match. Nothing important to see there. However, if you really feel like paying attention, you can. You're not going to learn anything. I'm not sure if I win this game or not. Maybe I do. I'm not sure if I do or not. Anyways, 4 new game modes are being launched today. They all have somewhat of a capture the flag element to them. However, they all have their own little Grand Theft Auto twist. The first one is called Raid. You'll have to. This one is probably the most like capture the flag when it comes to attacking and defending. One team will be on defense, the other team will be attacking, and you'll have to take either a vehicle or packages, stuff like that. But that's what you'll be doing in Raid. You'll be taking an objective from the enemy's base to your base, or defending an objective, you know, keeping it in your base, not letting anyone else get close to it or take it. One of the other game modes is called Hold. In Hold, there are packages scattered all around the map, and there are also packages in the enemy's base. This is kind of like a neutral capture the flag. And so, you know, you're going to drive around the map, find these packages, or you can go and assault the enemy base and take their packages. Of course, you're not going to want to leave your own packages undefended, otherwise it's going to be your packages getting stolen. And just to show how creative Rockstar is with naming their different game modes, the third game type is called GTA. It's exactly what it's called. It's just GTA. There's going to be vehicles all over the map. You're going to drive around, find the vehicles, take them back to your base, and that's pretty much it. The team that has the most vehicles in their base wins. The final game type is called Contend, and this is going to be pretty much as close to neutral flag as you're going to get. There's going to be one flag in the middle of the map, or at least around the middle of the map, that both teams are going to fight over. Pick up the flag, package, whatever you want to call it, take it back to your base, score a point. Package will respawn in the center of the map, and you get to do it all over again until the time runs out or somebody wins. That's it for the 4 new game types. We'll go ahead and get into the patch notes now. Aside from the capture update that we're getting, 1.08 really doesn't bring too many fixes, not as much as 1.07 did, but whatever. You would now get increased payouts for being the losing team in Team Deathmatch or Last Team Standing. They're also increasing the cash and RP rewards for races with multiple laps. So the longer the race goes on, the more cash and RP you're going to get. Kind of how I feel, you know, how it should have been in the first place. If someone can stick out a 99 lap race, they should probably get a couple more points than, you know, the guys who are doing the 3 lap races. The cash payouts for parachuting now take points scored into account. Apparently they didn't, and it was just your time finished when you landed on the ground. In patch 1.07, they kind of normalized respawning in deathmatch and in team deathmatch, you know, to make you spawn farther away from the person who killed you. Turns out that was too far, and so now they're making it so you spawn just a little bit closer, as a lot of people have been complaining that you are spawning way too far away from the guys who killed you. Just way too far away from the action in general. Don't get me wrong, I like spawning in a safe place. However, if I've got to run, you know, 100 miles before I can get to any of the action, it's just really not worth it. Improved support for Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Russian languages in the creator. I don't speak any of these languages, so I had no idea there was even any issues there. When you call your mechanic up on your cell phone, it'll now show you in the list of vehicles if any of your vehicles have been destroyed or impounded. which I suppose is kind of handy if you don't keep track of your vehicle. Like for me, I usually call Moors immediately after my vehicle is destroyed, or getting my vehicle out of the impound is usually a pretty big priority for me. In patch 1.07 they had done something with team balancing. They're doing something with team balancing again. They're trying to improve on it, making it so that it does a better job of putting friends and crew members together. The beta of the crew head-to-head matches are now available. It's pretty much just clan matches. You'll be able to do anything except for vehicle death matches, survivals, and jobs that require more than 2 teams. So as long as it only takes 2 teams, you'll be good to go. Team deathmatch, good to go. Free-for-alls, good to go. If you want to get in on some crew-on-crew action, this is exactly what you want to head into. Player blips no longer remain red on missions when the player has a bounty. I hadn't really noticed that this was an issue yet, but perhaps I just hadn't had enough time to encounter it. Players who do not finish a race will now get a relevant amount of cash to how many checkpoints they had passed through. So if you do not finish a race and you didn't pass through any checkpoints, chances are you're not going to get any money. Players can now race solo and you can earn money doing it. So if you decide that you actually don't want to race with anybody else, oh well, that's no big deal. You know, you can still earn some cash just through going all the checkpoints. Last team standing, capture, and missions are separated out in the create playlist menu. They toned back how much money the winners get in races, parachuting, and last team standing matches in order to increase the payouts for everybody else. So the winner's not going to get as much money, but everybody else is going to get at least a little bit more money. So it's not going to be such of a drag when you lose. Masks are now removed during races where a helmet is required, and are also removed by default when a player uses the smoking animation. So anytime that you're going to smoke, you're automatically going to take your mask off, and then as soon as you finish smoking, chances are you're going to put it right back on. The purchase all ammo option now charges the full value of filling all player held weapons with ammo. So however much ammo you're missing is how much it's going to take to fill it all up. And probably the saddest part about patch 1.08 is that they're taking out the ability to go to North Yankton. I don't really feel like I got enough time to spend there, but my fingers are definitely crossed in hoping that they're going to launch some DLC that involves North Yankton. So they fixed a rare issue where characters could be lost if the player attempted to join Grand Theft Auto Online while disconnected from the network. I didn't realize they were still having character loss issues, but if that's still a problem, then they really do kind of need to get their stuff worked out. I mean, that's supposedly what they've been working on the longest, what they've been trying to fix since the very start. You would think that by now they would have all the character loss issues worked out. Hopefully they do with this patch, but I guess we'll see. Fixes for various duplicate vehicle exploits. This means that they might be taking away all of our collector's edition cars. I hope they don't, because I've been really enjoying driving around my hot knife. But if they do, oh well, I didn't pay for it. At least I got to have it for a week. I'm satisfied. They fix issues when using the character select from inside the creator. I didn't know that there were issues for it, but apparently they were, and now they're fixed. Fix an issue with ammo vanishing after testing a deathmatch in the creator. I haven't done a whole lot of deathmatch testing. I really haven't done a whole lot of creator content at that. I don't know, this whole week I've really just been playing a lot of team deathmatch and last team standing. I just really haven't cared much for the content creator, despite the fact, you know, that it was supposed to be something pretty cool. It just really didn't impress me that much. This patch will also fix exploits using the fastest lap bonus. I didn't really know there was an exploit using the fastest lap bonus. I must have been under a rock for that one, just playing too much deathmatch, I suppose. Sunglasses from the Beach Bum update now appear in the inventory menu. They hadn't before, and I've actually noticed that they hadn't before. And so I'm kind of glad that they went ahead and they fixed this, because that's one thing I like to be able to do, is just go ahead and hold the back button and change whatever I'm wearing on my head, you know, my hat, my helmet, things like that. My body armor, I like to take that off every now and then so I can see my shirt. I don't know, that's just stuff that I like to be able to do, you know, and it's very nice. I don't have to go back to my apartment to do it, or even to a clothing store to do it. It's just nice to be able to do it from the back menu. Players in tanks now have more protection from other players attempting to deliberately give them a bad sport rating. I'm not really sure how good or bad this is, because a lot of the time when there's a tank and he's driving around in free roam, he's usually, you know, making a bad time for the other players. Usually. There are exceptions. I have seen a couple times, you know, where there are guys in tanks just driving around, blowing up cop cars, having a good time, and there is just people relentlessly throwing themselves at the tank. There are situations, you know, where they do deserve a break. However, more often than not, they're up to no good. And finally, bad sport timers now read properly and show the correct time left in the bad sport lobby instead of just reading zeros across the board. So if you're confused, you know, if for some reason your bad sport timer had red zeros across the board and you were confused on why you were still there, well, with this new update, you're actually going to see how long you're still going to be in the bad sport lobby. But these are the 1.08 patch notes. I don't even think it's been a week since 1.07 came out. If it has, it's barely been over a week. And so I'm just very glad to see Rockstar is diligently putting out patches for this game, working on it, trying to bring us more content, better content. It's making me happier with this game, you know, than what I was. Because originally, I don't know, I've been kind of on the fence about Grand Theft Auto lately. It's been getting a little bit stale. However, as long as they keep putting out new content, and I guess, like, I don't know, I had not really played many player versus player content. I hadn't done many death matches or anything like that, and so now I'm starting to do some of the death matches and the last team standing missions and stuff like that. And you know, it is kind of opening the game up a little bit more for me. However, it still just feels a little bland. I can't wait for the heist to get here. I can't wait for some of the other DLC to get here, and they just need to hurry up with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and click that like button if you don't mind. You can click the subscribe button too. I love you for that. Take two and call me in the morning.